Oxygen forms carbon dioxide and water. Which kind of reaction is that?
Complete combustion.
Complete combustion. How do you know?
Because the substance reacts with oxygen to create carbon dioxide and water.
Right. So that's the definition of complete combustion. And Maddie, we've got H2 plus O2 gives us H2O. You guys saw that today in the lab.
Formation?
Okay, so I would absolutely not mark you wrong for formation because you have two elements making a compound. What else could you say?
Complete combustion.
You could say complete combustion because even though it doesn't form our two standard products, carbon dioxide and water, that we would expect for complete combustion, anything that combines with oxygen is probably going to be a combustion. And you guys saw it pop. You saw that it was combustion. So either formation or complete combustion, either one would be fine there. Sol, we've got, you get to name them. So we have NaCl. What is NaCl? Is it ionic or covalent?
Ionic.
It's ionic because sodium is Na, it's a metal, and chlorine is a nonmetal, so it's ionic. So how would you name it?
Sodium chloride.
Sodium chloride, that's table salt. And then the other reactant is AgNO3. So do you know what Ag is? No, you guys might not know these yet. So Ag is silver, and you also haven't learned NO3. You don't just name it like mononitrogen trioxide because it is ionic. But NO3 taken all together is called nitrate, which you guys learn like in the next module or something. So that's silver nitrate. So you have sodium chloride plus silver nitrate gives you silver chloride plus sodium nitrate. And what kind of reaction is that, Saul?
It's none of those.
It's not formation, not decomposition, not complete combustion. It's actually called a double replacement reaction, and you guys will learn about that later. But what you can see is that the two metals just switch with each other. So the sodium had the chlorine at the beginning, at the end, the silver has the chlorine. The silver had the nitrate at the beginning, at the end, the sodium has the nitrate. They just switch places, and that's a double replacement reaction. Jolene, we've got HBr plus CaOH2, neither of which you could probably name yet. So what do you think? What kind of reaction is that?
Again, none.
It's not combustion, not formation, not decomposition. Do you know what it is?
No.
Anyone want to guess? Okay, so this is an acid-base reaction. HBr, like, HCl is hydrochloric acid. HBr is hydrobromic acid. When you look at the periodic table, you can see everyone knows HCl, hydrochloric acid. You can see Br is in the same column as Cl, and they have similar properties. So HBr, hydrobromic acid, is another strong acid. And anything with that OH group, that's a hydroxide group, like sodium hydroxide is Li, this is calcium hydroxide, all those guys are bases, so this is an acid-base reaction. So hydrobromic acid plus calcium hydroxide produces water and, but you could name this, Jolene, so CaBr2. So let's name CaBr2. Okay, so first, is it ionic or covalent? So we've got Ca here, Br here.
No, ionic.
Ionic. So do you use prefixes?
Yes.
No. So no prefixes. So how would you name it?
Calcium bromide.
Say the ending.
Bromide.
Bromide. So it's calcium and bromine. So you change the ending to IDE. You've got calcium bromide. So, the rule for acid-base reactions like this is acid plus base gives you salt plus water. Calcium bromide is the salt in this case, and obviously it produced water also. But you haven't learned it's acid-base yet. I can't help saying all this stuff. And Liam. No. 2NaHPO4, which you can't name, but it's sodium hydrogen phosphate. gives you sodium and hydrogen, phosphorus, and oxygen. So what kind of reaction is that?
It's a decomposition reaction.
Decomposition reaction. And notice that when you decompose something, like if I just said decompose NaHPO4, you would need to break it down to its elements, and you would need to remember that hydrogen and oxygen are homonuclear diatomics. So number 3, Ginny, which of those 3 is not a formation reaction? A, why?
And then I think I don't remember why. Hang on.
Cannot hear you. So what is the definition of a formation reaction? You take what and you get what?
A formation reaction. You take
You form something. So
Yes.
you take
an element.
You take elements and you make
Make compound.
a compound. So, and the others, B, you can see is one of those unusual formation reactions where you're taking 2 compounds and forming 1 compound, but that's still formation, even though that's tricky. C, we see a more standard formation where we take the element sulfur, the element chlorine, the element fluorine, and you make sure that you're looking at chlorine and fluorine as homonuclear diatomics, and you form, well, that. So you take elements, you form a compound. But the first one is actually another acid-base reaction. It is not a formation. And Lily, which of the following is not complete combustion? B. And do you know what B is?
The decomposition.
Yes, because we usually decompose things all the way down to their elements, but this just decomposes carbonic acid, H2CO3, into carbon dioxide and water. That's why your teeth rot when you drink soda, because carbon dioxide in water gives you carbonic acid, and that is eating your teeth. So how did you know that A and C were complete combustion?
They both had oxygen as a reactant and carbon dioxide and water as carbon.
Perfect. Austin, 5. What is the difference between complete combustion and incomplete combustion?
Complete combustion products are carbon dioxide and water, and then in incomplete combustion, you either get carbon monoxide and water, or you get just strictly carbon and water.
Okay. You guys saw carbon today. So not an ideal thing. When you see soot around the outside of my beakers, that's why. Lily?
I was just saying that complete uses an unlimited supply of oxygen and incomplete uses a limited supply of
Insufficient
oxygen.
oxygen, yes. And this is a test question, so you really want to say, with complete combustion, you have a sufficient supply of oxygen. With incomplete combustion, there's an insufficient supply of oxygen. So you produce other products such as carbon monoxide instead of just carbon dioxide and water like complete combustion does. So make sure you give a really complete answer because that is definitely on the test. Brittany, what does a catalytic converter do for an auto?
It helps reduce the amount of carbon monoxide in the automobile itself.
Okay, so it converts carbon monoxide to, does anyone know?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, which doesn't poison us nearly as much. That is also, I think, on the test, and I think I actually missed that when I took my test because I didn't know. So make sure you know catalytic converter takes carbon monoxide to carbon dioxide. Good job, guys. Oh, before the quiz, we'll go over a few more formation, combustion, and decomposition reactions just to get you warmed up. You will have a quiz next week on elements 41 and 60. And one of each of those 3 reactions.